James Carpenter with Country Living. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching my videos. Okay, so today we are basically putting metal on the outside of the building, and I'll be putting blocks on the interior of the building to carry the wall coverings. Now we had a fun-filled day, as the title says. We went to Home Depot to purchase more lumber supplies, and we got to Home Depot, and the back of the truck looked like it was sticking out just a little bit too far, so I went to restart the truck and it just wouldn't do anything. So that's not a good sign. What I was able to do is call my son Joe at the shop, and he came into town and he was able to get the truck started by jumpering the starter. It had turned out that we had an electrical wire that goes to the starter solenoid that was just a little bit too close to a heat shield, and over the years the insulation just got so brittle that it fell off and allowed the wire to make contact and go to ground, which basically burned up a fusible link and made us dead in the water. We did get the lumber home safely, got the truck home safely. Joe came out Saturday morning, that's this morning, and he fixed the truck, put some new wires on it and a new fusible link, so everything's good there. So that's what created the fun-filled day. As for the Tesla garage, this is Saturday morning. We just finished breakfast. I didn't film that for you. We're gonna finish the metal up and probably start putting plywood on the face of the building around the garage door to get it ready for the stonework. But the next video, episode 23, will have that progress update for you. Now on them blocks, I cut so precise, sometimes it's even a little too tight to tap it in with a hammer, but I really like my cuts not only to be square, that's the reason I use that chop saw, but as you can see I'm hammering that block in there, so by the time I hammer it in there it holds it in position while I shoot the screws. Just makes for a nice tight fit, no wiggle room. Yeah, it's just the way I like to do work. That's my son there on the right. He's going to be the owner of the Tesla garage. It's exclusive for his Tesla and his Tesla only, so once he shuts that garage door, everything inside's his, and it stays that way. I don't know if I mentioned it, but we're picking the Tesla up Tuesday morning at 11, and fortunately for my son Jimmy, I spent 8 years at Honda Manufacturing here in Marysville, and I was in the quality control department, and for several months, if not years, I was on the line, and all I did was inspect paint, exterior fit and finish, and interior. So when it comes to looking at a new car, I'll be able to find any kind of defects that we can point out to the Tesla dealer before we take complete delivery of the vehicle. Hopefully we won't find anything. I would like to think that Elon's got pretty good quality standards, but we're going to find out when I do that inspection. The one thing about putting the metal on the building, it definitely making it dark inside. So I've got a halogen light that I'm going to set up that should illuminate the area well enough that we can finish the interior work. We picked up, at Home Depot, we picked up the pressure treated plywood. It's 3/4 inch thick. That's going to go on the face of the garage door area and a little section of the existing building. And again, that's where the stonework's going to be. The Home Depot had 4 sheets of plywood. We needed 5. So we found an employee, and he went out back and brought in another stack of pressure treated plywood. And the bands had damaged that top sheet, so he actually gave us 70% off on a $46 sheet of plywood because of those dinghies. But that particular sheet we're going to be cutting on an angle anyhow, so we'll probably be cutting that edge off anyhow. There was also a pile of lumber in the hallway. I've talked about this before, 70% off. We're able to salvage some 1x4s and some 2x4s out of that pile that we're going to be using, that we are using for blocks actually. So just another way that you can save money at Home Depot. Look for the scrap lumber pile, have them mark it. They mark it down, they put black paint on it so the checkout counter knows to reduce the price. So there's the light. That's what it's gonna look like, but we're gonna mount it here in a minute. So give me a few minutes. Get up here on the ladder, and I'm gonna mount it up high so that it shines down on the work area for us. They have a wind advisory out for Saturday, 25-mile-an-hour wind gust. But fortunately, we're going to have the metal done, and we're working with smaller pieces, so that shouldn't be too big of a issue for us.